Hello and welcome back to 40 Historical Files, the channel where you can find a wealth of intriguing historical photos and facts about our ancient past. Let's get started. Stanislav Petrov, a Soviet Air Defense Forces lieutenant colonel, averted a potential nuclear disaster on the 26th of September 1983 by correctly identifying a false alarm from the Soviet early warning system which indicated US missile launches. Doubting the system's reliability, he chose not to report the alert, preventing a likely retaliatory strike and full-scale nuclear war. His decision, confirmed correct when the warnings were found to be system malfunctions, remained largely unknown until the 1990s. Petrov was later recognized internationally for his critical judgment, highlighting the importance of human decision-making in preventing catastrophic errors in automated systems. He died in 2017. Mary Edwards Walker, 1832 to 1919, was an American surgeon, Civil War veteran, and women's rights advocate, notably the only woman to receive the Medal of Honor. Graduating from Syracuse Medical College in 1855, she volunteered as a Union Army surgeon and was captured as a prisoner of war. Awarded the Medal of Honor in 1865, it was briefly revoked in 1917, but reinstated in 1977. Walker, a staunch advocate for women's rights and dress reform, often wore men's clothing and remained dedicated to her causes throughout her life. 𝗕𝗱𝗀𝗀𝗧, 1775 to 1844, was a powerful Chinese pirate queen who led the formidable Red Flag Fleet after her husband Zheng Yi's death in 1807. She enforced strict laws, transforming the fleet into an efficient force that dominated the South China Sea. In 1810, she negotiated a favourable surrender with the Chinese government, securing amnesty and allowing her crew to retain their loot. She retired comfortably, opening a gambling house, and lived peacefully until her death, remembered as one of history's most successful pirates. Odette Sansom-Hallowes, 1912 to 1995, was a French-born British secret agent with the Special Operations Executive during World War II. Operating under the codename 𝗲𝗍, she played a crucial role in supporting the French resistance by coordinating supplies and relaying intelligence. Captured by the Gestapo in 1943, she endured severe torture and was later sent to Ravensbrück concentration camp, where she survived until liberation in 1945. For her bravery, she was awarded the George Cross and the French Legion of Honor. Her story is celebrated for its extraordinary courage and resilience. Simo Hauha, 1905 to 2002, known as White Death, was a Finnish sniper famous for his remarkable marksmanship during the Winter War of 1939 to 1940. Credited with over 500 kills using a Mosin Nagant M2830 rifle and often operating without a scope, Hauha utilized effective camouflage techniques to blend into the snowy environment. He was severely wounded by a Soviet sniper in March 1940, but survived and recovered. Hauha's extraordinary skill and contribution in the Winter War make him one of history's deadliest snipers. Harriet Tubman, around 1822 to 1913, was a renowned American abolitionist and political activist who escaped from slavery and became a leading conductor on the Underground Railroad, helping to rescue hundreds of enslaved people. Known for her bravery and strategic acumen, she also served as a scout and nurse for the Union Army during the Civil War, leading the 𝗕𝗲𝗀𝗀𝗀 River Raid, which freed over 700 enslaved people. Tubman was a strong advocate for women's suffrage and continued to fight for civil rights until her death, leaving a lasting legacy of courage and dedication to freedom and justice. Ben L. Salomon, 1922 to 1944, was a U.S. Army dentist who posthumously received the Medal of Honor for his extraordinary bravery during World War II. Serving with the 105th Infantry Regiment in Saipan, Salomon risked his life to treat wounded soldiers under heavy enemy fire. Despite his non-combatant status, he took up arms to defend his position and continued fighting even after being overwhelmed by Japanese forces. His actions were recognized with the Medal of Honor in 1947, highlighting his remarkable courage and selflessness in the face of extreme danger. Terry Fox, 1958 to 1981, was a Canadian athlete and cancer research activist who became famous for his Marathon of Hope, a cross-country run he began in 1980 to raise awareness and funds for cancer research after losing his leg to osteosarcoma. Despite running with a prosthetic leg and facing numerous challenges, Fox covered an average of 42 kilometers or 26 miles daily until he had to stop when his cancer returned. His campaign raised over $24 million before his death in 1981, and his legacy lives on through the annual Terry Fox Run, which continues to support cancer research and inspire people worldwide. Julie d'Aubigny, 1673–1707, also known as Mademoiselle Maupin, was a French opera singer and swordswoman renowned for her exceptional vocal talent and adventurous lifestyle. A talented soprano, she performed across Europe while also gaining fame for her skill in fencing and her daring escapades, including dueling and escaping from a convent. D'Aubigny's life was marked by scandal and excitement, blending her artistic achievements with a reputation for audacity and unconventional behaviour, making her a notable and unique figure in 17th century French history. Audie Murphy, 1924–1971, was one of the most decorated American combat soldiers of World War II, renowned for his extraordinary bravery. Serving with the 3rd Infantry Division, he earned the Medal of Honor and 33 other medals for his heroism, including single-handedly holding off a German tank assault while wounded. After the war, Murphy transitioned to Hollywood, becoming a successful actor and starring in films, including the autobiographical To Hell and Back. Despite his fame, he struggled with PTSD and died in a plane crash in 1971, leaving behind a legacy of courage and distinction. Raoul Wallenberg, 1912–1947, was a Swedish diplomat renowned for his heroic efforts to save tens of thousands of Jews during the Holocaust. Stationed in Hungary, he used his diplomatic status to issue protective passports and establish safe houses, shielding around 70,000 Jews from Nazi deportation. Wallenberg's bravery and innovative strategies significantly impacted the lives of many during the war. He was arrested by Soviet forces in 1945 as the war ended and disappeared under mysterious circumstances, with his fate remaining unknown. Wallenberg is celebrated globally for his extraordinary humanitarian contributions. Hugh Glass, around 1783 to 1833, was an American frontiersman known for his extraordinary survival story. After being mauled by a grizzly bear in 1823 and left behind by his companions, Glass recovered from severe injuries and trekked 200 miles across the wilderness. He found his former companions and chose to forgive them rather than seek revenge, showcasing remarkable resilience and endurance in the face of adversity. Witold Pilecki, 1901–1948, was a Polish army officer and resistance fighter who voluntarily entered Auschwitz to gather intelligence and aid the resistance. He organized a secret resistance group within the camp and reported on the Holocaust's atrocities. After escaping in 1943, he continued fighting against the Nazis and later the Soviet-backed Polish government. Arrested and executed by the Soviets in 1948, Pilecki's extraordinary bravery and contributions were long unrecognized but are now celebrated. Michael Malloy, 1873–1933, was an American immigrant in the US who gained notoriety as the victim of a failed murder plot. In 1932, a group of individuals orchestrated an insurance scam by taking out a policy on Malloy and attempting to kill him with various poisons and even carbon monoxide. Despite their repeated and brutal attempts, Malloy survived each method until they finally succeeded. The case became infamous for Malloy's remarkable resilience and the audacious nature of the plot, with the conspirators eventually being arrested and convicted. Tsutomu Yamaguchi, 1916–2010, was a Japanese man who survived both atomic bombings during World War II. He was in Hiroshima on August 6, 1945, when the first bomb was dropped, and despite severe injuries, he returned to his hometown of Nagasaki, where he experienced the second bombing on August 9. Yamaguchi's extraordinary survival of both events made him a significant advocate for nuclear disarmament and peace, highlighting the profound human impact of nuclear warfare. Mary Read, around 1691 to 1721, was an English pirate known for her adventurous career in the early 18th century. Disguising herself as a man, she joined the crew of the notorious pirate Calico Jack Rackham alongside her fellow pirate Anne Bonny. Read was celebrated for her combat skills and daring raids in the Caribbean. Captured in 1720, she was tried and convicted of piracy, but died of a fever in prison in 1721. Her life remains a notable example of female courage and defiance during the golden age of piracy. Genghis Khan, around 1162 to 1227, originally known as Temujin, founded the Mongol Empire, the largest contiguous empire in history. He united Mongol tribes and expanded his realm across Asia and Europe using innovative military tactics and administrative reforms. Known for his brutal conquests, he also promoted trade and communication. A curious fact is that about 0.5% of the world's male population carries a Y chromosome descended from him, highlighting his extensive genetic legacy. Miyamoto Musashi, around 1584 to 1645, was a legendary Japanese swordsman known for his unparalleled skill in combat and his undefeated record in over 60 duels. He developed a unique two-sword fighting style called Nitten Ichi Ryu and authored the Book of Five Rings, a classic text on strategy and philosophy. Musashi's influence extends beyond martial arts, as he was also an accomplished painter and calligrapher. His life and works continue to embody the samurai spirit and strategic brilliance. And with that, we wrap up today's video. What did you think? Did you find it interesting? Let us know in the comments what you felt and thought while watching the video. We'll see you next time.